this guy one time, how is your shalom bait? I ask it a lot. Whenever I see a person, instead of asking, how are you, what's up, how's business, how's your family, no. How is your shalom bait? And this guy tells me, 99% it's fine. 99. So it sounds pretty solid, right? 99 is almost perfect. I asked him, tell me about that 1%. Tell me about the 1% that's not fine. So he told me, listen, I'm at work most of the day. So most of the day, it's fine. I'm not around my wife. It's only when I come home, when I'm around my wife, only then I have shalom bayit issues. So what kind of shalom bayit is this? Only when you're with your wife, you have shalom bayit issues. So I always tell people, before you come home, to married guys, and if you're not married, Be'ez Hashem, when you get married, you know what to do. Before you come home, don't come starving home. Eat something. Take a few cucumbers with you in the car. Call home first. Take a temperature read. See what's happening. And if you're really stressed out, what should you do? Walk a mile or two. Right? Walking distresses you. There was a guy asked me one time, he calls me up. He says, Michael, how are you? I haven't spoken with you for a whole year. What's happening? How is your shalom bayit? So Michael tells me, I forgot to record this. Sorry. Let me start over. I'm just kidding. No, that's okay. So I asked him, Michael, so how's your shalom bayit? He says, Rabbi Nir, you won't believe it. 100%! 100% shalom bayit. I'm like, wow, reached level of perfection. What is it? He says, Rabbi Nir, you give me the best advice. I said, what is it? Where are you? I haven't seen you for a while here. I'm in Alaska. You told me to walk a mile or two each day. That's what I did. I walked away from home a mile or two each day. I went to Alaska. 100% shalom bayit. Of course, if you're away from your wife, you have shalom bayit. You have peace of mind. But where's the trick? Where's the cheshbon? Okay. If you have a difficulty in your shalom bayit, not if. When you have a difficulty in shalom bayit, everybody has challenges in shalom bayit. By design, as we will soon see. When you have issues with shalom bayit, all you have to remember is this. You are not seeing the ends in sight. Let me tell you what I mean by that, okay? Here, that's why I brought the cups, not because I'm going to have a cup of tea, not because anybody's going to give me a cup of water. Here is a story. Watch it carefully, okay? Each time there is difficulty, I'm going to put a cup on the table, all right? This guy is sleeping. It's 5:30 in the morning, and he feels a throbbing pain in his jaw. Throbbing pain? Pain. Difficulty. Yes? He looks outside, he looks at his clock, it's 5:30. Like, what's going on here? You know that if you wake up from pain, that means that the pain must have been very, very painful, right? What's going on here? Oh, my tooth. Oh. He calls the office, they tell him he hears a machine, the office is only going to be open at 9 o'clock. What is he going to do until 9 o'clock? You know what? I'm going to drive to the office. What else do I have to do right now? What? Wait until 9 o'clock, then beg for an appointment? I'm going to make it to the office before. So that as soon as the dentist shows up, as soon as someone is in the office, maybe someone will give me relief. On the way to the office, he realizes that he has an issue. He is looking at his thing, at his mirror, and he sees that there is a little blotch on his shirt. Does he go back to change the shirt, or does he go to the office, the dentist office? Throbbing pain, dentist office. Stand on the shirt, this guy's makbid. Okay, now it's around 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. He's on Wilshire Boulevard. His meter, the gas meter, is close to empty. It went to empty. It's done. The car stops on Wilshire Boulevard. A problem, right? He's going, another pain, right? More pain. Tell me something. As he's walking and he's painful, and now someone calls him on the phone and tells him like this. Michael, all my guys' names are Michael. It doesn't really matter whose Michael it is. Michael, you remember last week when we went to the 7-Eleven's birthday, right? We filled up a lottery ticket. We said, what the heck? We got a free Slurpee. Might as well get a lottery ticket. We filled it out. And we said, what numbers are we going to pick up? Okay, it's July 7th. Yes? My birthday is July, is the 8th of things. Put N8. The last 2 digits in your car is 26. Put 26. I just made a donation of 36. You put up all the numbers in the thing, and guess what, Michael? Look, you remember what the jackpot was? $500 million? Michael, you won't believe it. We made it. That's not, I don't have time for this. My two things, my car just stopped. I don't have it. It's not my day. Don't pull my leg. I said, no. Listen. Pull the ticket from your back pocket. Pull it. Look, there is a barcode, the QR, whatever QR code, right? Scan it with your phone. Out of curiosity, since your car is there on Wilshire Boulevard, you scan it. Guess what? It takes you to a website and it says $500 million unclaimed. Ticket was purchased in Pico Robertson. Expiring 12 o'clock. Yes? The question is now like this. What do you do then? Do you go to the dentist office as you're planning to? Or do you now forget it? I am now going to get my $500 million. You can buy, maybe you can buy a few properties, from Wilshire and Doheny there to downtown, all of Wilshire Boulevard, you can buy $500 million. So where are you going? Which way are you going? The dentist or the lottery ticket? Lottery ticket. Anybody, if you actually go to the dentist, that means that $500 million is not so much. Come talk to me afterwards. Okay. All right. You want to go to the dentist. Wait a minute. What happened to your car over there? Your car on Wilshire Boulevard. It's out of. They're going to take it. Problem. Right? No problem? Okay. Wait.
Money solved that problem.
What?
Money solved that problem.
Money solves, but it's a problem. The car is there and they're going to tow it. You're going to lose the car. Tell me something else. As you're taking an Uber to go to the lottery ticket, yes? You're there on Wilshire Boulevard, and there is a big puddle in front of you. The bus comes and drives through the pothole. You're full of, forget about the little market you have now. You're drenched with mud and sludge. What are you going to do? Are you going to change home? Problem. Are you going to change home? Go back home to change? No way. $500 million? My gosh. The phone rings. It's your wife. You forgot to get something on the way back to get the milk. A problem? Problem? For sure, your wife called. It's a huge problem. Yes? Yes, sakana nefashot. But you tell her about the milk or you tell her about the lottery ticket, right? You don't go back home to get the milk? No, my darling, I'll buy you a cow. I'll buy you a cow. Forget about it. Someone calls you. He has a problem with this. Facebook. Someone just updated his Facebook. You see that he bought a brand new, like the cover. So Vozoki said he bought a brand new car, and you're Nebach. You just lost your car. Problem. Yes. Which way are you going? Are you going to answer the phone now? Are you going to pay attention to Facebook? What they just changed the status and see the little donut that they actually got their thing? No, right? No way. So what happened? Your problems are there in front of you, but suddenly you see life differently. What happened? Had it not been for the lottery ticket, which you don't even have in your hand right now, the money, you would have been really focused on these problems. But now, with the lottery ticket, the problems are there. But what were you able to do? Watch this. Instead of focusing on these cups, you're now looking at a broader picture. And now you're seeing other things. You're seeing Wilshire Boulevard. And you're seeing all the money and all the donations you're going to make to Shuvah. And all the things you're going to have in your life. And all the comfort. And your wife is saying to you, Shalom Aleichem, at nothing, right? So the problems are still there. But you're able to do what? Reframe. That means that when you have the goals in sight, the lottery ticket, the problems are still there, but now they are dwarfed. The problems are minuscule, and they don't take much of your thought process, okay? So let me ask you this. Marriage, we're talking about Shalom Bayit, yes? This application of the lottery ticket has two critical applications in marriage. First, what is the goal of marriage. Because if you had this goal in mind, then you'll be focused on the goal. When you have the ends inside the lottery ticket, then what? Then your problems will be dwarfed, as I just proved to you with the lottery ticket, right? So what's the goal of marriage? Why did you get married? Many people tell me, I get married to have kids. Well, what if you cannot have kids? Then what? You should not get married? You should get divorced? Tell me, what is the goal of marriage? On Friday, 2 days ago, I saw Lenny Kreisenberg. He is a 4-time gold medalist in swimming. Successful guy? Surely. I asked him, what is the goal of marriage? What? Because why did I ask? He asked me, why is it important to know what the goal of marriage is? I said, why? Because you are a 4-time gold medalist. When you saw gold in front of your eyes, you were able to swim each day. You were swimming for 6 hours. I cannot swim for 5 minutes. I run out of breath. You were swimming for 6 hours each day. Why? Because you see the gold medal in front of you, right? So what's the goal of marriage? So to answer that question, I'll put the cups away now. We'll get back to the cups in a second. Let me tell you this. Many people are confused about the goal of marriage. Maybe people don't even know what the goal of life is. So let me tell you. It's one and the same. When God created the world, He said, let there be light. And then what happened? And then He said something else. And He said, it was good. And the music starts. Bum, 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 ba-da-dum. Da-da-dum, bum, bum, ba-da-dum. Right? Then what happens? Hashem created earth. He separates the water. She creates earth, vegetation. And then it says it was good. Di-da-dum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, ba-da-bum. And then what happens? Vegetation starts, right? Sprouting, trees and beautiful thing, fruits. Bum, bum, ba-da-bum, bum, 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 bum. And then what happens? Low life creatures now take hold, right? Frogs. And I don't know what other low life contains, but the bum, bum, ba-da-bum. And Hashem says it was good. Hashem has this refrain. It was good. And as you read it, you feel good. Da-dum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum, bum. Big animals come. Elephants, cow. Da-dum, ba-da-dum, dum, bum, bum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum, bum, bum. Then on the 6th day, Hashem creates Adam. And He says, it's not good. What happened to the music? What happened to the music? I had such a wonderful time listening to this music. The story of creation is such a beautiful story. Adam is not good. Why is it not good? Lo tov heyot Adam levado. What does it mean, Adam is not good? What does it mean? It's not, Adam is not good. The goal of Adam is to be good. Everything else is good. Goal of Adam is to be good. Is he good? No. And therefore what? I will create a helper against him. A helper against him so that Adam can become good. That's the goal of life. That's the goal of your marriage. The goal of your life is to be good. How? Through a marriage. There is a very, very simple story in the Midrash. It's brought down. Adam, when he was created, before Eve was around, he looks at the creation and he goes, Ani nezer abriya. I am the purpose for this creation. Hashem created this marvelous, marvelous hotel. And I'm sitting on the top of the world. Hashem, you're the only one up there. I'm the only one down here. Hashem said, really? He creates Eve. And what does Eve tell Adam? You're nobody. You're nobody. Right? And that is the story of our marriage. The story of our marriage. What? Why? Because I'll tell you why we're laughing. The greatest irony in this life is because you want to get a good laugh. What do? You think, let me go to YouTube. Let me go to read a joke. Let me go on the internet. Let me watch CNN. No, the best joke in life is Shlom Bait. The greatest funny thing, Hashem could not have created a more comic institution than Shlom Bait. As you'll see in a second. This guy, a story brought is in the Gemara. A guy just learned that Lo tov heyot Adam levado. He just learned this trick. That how can he work on his character traits? Through getting married. In other words, the worse the wife is, the better it is for him. And he wants to earn Gan Eden. He wants to go to paradise straight, express. So what does it do? When he looks for shidduch, when he was looking for a match, he looks for the worst wife. if the wife has any generosity, no way, no. I'm going to look for the worst wife out there. He finds her and he gets married to her. Why? Because he wants to go to Gan Eden, paradise. Guess what? He gets married. The first thing in the morning, he gets a cup of coffee right next to his bed. What happened? I thought I married a witch. Okay, he puts on his certain things. The Shulchan Aruch, the food is set, the table is set. Now he's table right before breakfast. Forget about the cereal. The wife is there, smiling at him. Can I serve you anything? Can I get you anything? Let me fix your tie. Okay, he leaves. He comes back home. Shulchan Aruch, lunch, breakfast, dinner, everything. She's so pleasant. She's so accommodating. She's so generous. He tells her, "Listen, darling, I'm sorry. I think that the people here in this community really have it out for you, because they told me that you're so meaning and menacing, but look, you're such a tzedekah." She goes, "You think you'll go to Gan Eden so easily?" Contrast it with the following one. Yes? This guy, on the first day of marriage, he just got married. And he's the one who's setting the table for his wife. This morning, he sets it up. This breakfast, 2 cups of milk, everything Shulchan Aruch. Wow. Lunch, he brings lunch home, takeout. He comes back home from work right on time, even calls ahead of the... He does everything Shulchan Aruch. He brings, things. The tadig is exactly like he wants. He buys everything he said. She goes, "Had I known that you are such a great guy, I would have gotten married to you much earlier." He goes, No. I just want to tell you how I like things for our marriage. Okay. I had this guy, let's call him Michael, yes? Oh my God, Michael, that's where you don't know who I'm talking about. These are real things, I do that full time. Michael. Listen to me. Rabbi, I said, Michael, by the way, and his wife, Eve. Michael and Eve, they got married, and they had an amazing wedding. I think $350,000. There were 4 drones at the time that the drone was not even invented. 4 drones. There were sushi tables and different blah, 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 blah. 500 people over there. It was an amazing wedding. Crazy. Michael could not even sustain his marriage for 3 months. His wife was already pregnant, and they were having discussions about divorce. Michael, what's going on? Listen, you are from the same block here in Beverly Hills. You are both have the same religiosity level. Yes? You dated in things. You had an amazing wedding. Your families know each other. You're from the same bank of the river in Shiraz, or wherever you came from in Iran. Tehran, right? What is it? What happened? Right? Second John. What's going on here? Rabbi, you said marriage to be good, right? It's not good. This marriage is not good. I feel miserable. So give me an example. Give me an example. So his wife tells me, give me an example of how your husband is religious in you. So his wife Eve tells me like this. Michael is such a selfish guy. What? Tell me exactly. What does he do that he's so selfish? In the morning he wakes up. He goes around our bed. He comes to me and he wants me to smile at him. Yeah, in the morning. I didn't even wake up. He wants my smile. I said, okay, fine.
True story?
It's a true story. Yeah, true story. Does that? Okay. So what? So you get married, you get divorced? This is selfish? He said, no. But if I don't smile to him exactly like the way he wants to, then he corrects me. I want this smile. I want that smile. I want this. I want this. Controlling or not controlling? Controlling or not controlling? You think controlling? I told him, listen, Eve, I actually know someone who for the past 20 years goes through the same routine. Every morning he waits for his wife to wake up. And he waits for his wife to give him a smile. If she doesn't smile, he tells her. He gives her something. He tries to make her smile. And that guy sitting right here is standing in front of you. For 20 years I've been doing this. And I'm not getting divorced. But you're getting divorced over the same thing. How come? Why? It's because, Michael, you got it wrong. It's not about feeling good in marriage. It's about being good. Small little things, little difference in English, in Hebrew, in any language. Be good or feel good. Marriage is not about feeling good. Marriage is about being good, right? Okay, same couple, smiling. So I said, so what did you do to solve this problem? Listen, you're pregnant, 3 months. What? You're going to be divorced already with a kid? You know, how? So she goes, listen, we went to a therapist. We went to my therapist, and my therapist said that my husband, Michael, is a selfish, controlling. Okay? What happened then? So my husband said, no, it can't be that. Of course, he said that because it's your therapist. Let's go to my therapist and let's see what. So they went to the second therapist. And what did the second therapist, Michael, what did he say? Because my wife is neurotic. My wife is very emotional. She's very, oh, really? Okay, fine. So what happened then? Well, they said that we had then had 2 therapists with two views. So we needed a third person. We went to a third therapist. Okay, so what happened then? So the third therapist, had the third opinion. So then what happened? So we didn't know what to do. So we came to you. They came to me. So I told them like this. Listen up. I said, you went to Char number 1. Char means a donkey. Of course, the therapist is not a Char, but listen up to what I'm saying. You went to Char number 1 to solve your problems. He couldn't figure it out. You went to Char number 2. He couldn't figure out. You went to Char number 3. He couldn't figure out. Or you didn't listen to him. Now you come to me. Magechara. I'm donkey number 4. In other words, if you don't hold of the person that you are seeking advice of, and you make him into a donkey, how are you going to get any help? By the way, was she right in her husband being selfish? Yes. Was she right in her husband being controlling? Of course. Of course, that's by design. There's nothing wrong here. It's inherent. That's how the system is built. A husband is born selfish, controlling creature, like Rabbi Basogi here said. Yes? And a wife is born how? Very emotional, very neurotic. Take your sweater, don't take your sweater, these things. All right, it's controlling. What? You tell me take the sweater? What do you care about what my tie is looking like? I don't even care. No, things. My wife to this day, the hat. 20 years I've been married. Your hat is off. Your hat is Chabadnik. It's not this hat. It's not that hat. Controlling or it's not controlling? Because that's the way the system is built. The system by design is built. Not to feel good, but be good. Both of them are controlling. But the husband is selfish. The husband was born selfish, right? The wife is born with all these emotions things. By the way, between the husband and the wife, who has more emotional intelligence? Who is wiser? Who is a more evolved being? How do you know? What? So listen to this. I'm asking for proof. Do you have any proof that we know that wives are wiser than men? Do you have any proof from that?
Yeah, Avraham Avinu.
Listen, Shalom Bayit exists within 14 verses in the Torah. Within 14 verses in the Torah, you have all the wisdom of Shalom Bayit. Because we don't want Peter and George or Muhammad and the other, Ahmed, to come to us and say, no, it was in your Torah. No, it's not in Torah. It's the story of Adam and Eve. Shalom Bayit is the story of Adam and Eve. Where? Not in Sarah, not in Moshe Rabbeinu, not in the Midrashim. In the story of things. Where? Here. Watch this. The story of creation. In the beginning, God creates inanimate objects. What does Hashem create afterwards? Vegetation, right? Plants. What does Hashem create afterwards? What? Low life, right? The first animal that come in, creeping are the frogs and the fish. What happens then? Cows, right? On the 5th day. What does Hashem create on the 6th day? Adam. Adam comes here with a briefcase. And then who does he create after Adam? Hava, right? So what do we see? We see the baboon, we see Adam, and then we see Eve. You see how Eve is more evolved? You see how it's proof right there? I need to prove it to you. You see in prison, the prison population is mostly populated by men or women? Men. Aggression, violence is mostly men or women? Men. All the problems problems with anger management, men or women? When I go to the courthouse, who do I see mostly over there? Men or women? Men. Men. What, we need to we need Torah to tell us that most problems are with men? That we are born this way and we need to work on our midot, to work on the character traits?
Women are more expensive to purchase.
Huh?
Women are more expensive to
Women are more expensive car insurance? I didn't know that. Do you have an explanation for that? Oh, yeah, right. Okay. All right. The second of the applications of the lottery ticket. Second application. I spent the whole time telling you about the lottery ticket. Those who came late, I'll tell you the story very briefly. I asked my son, here's an application, not the second application. My son, Yehuda, help me out with the groceries. What does Yehuda say? Abba, I'm tired. Abba, my shoes are pinching. I said, what about, we just bought you the shoes. How come they're pinching? No, you don't know. It didn't break. Give it to them. Another time. Yehuda, it's very, very, right? Then what? I tell Yehuda, you know what? In the bag here, there is something for you. When I went shopping, I got something in the bag for you. What does Yehuda do? Yehuda now, suddenly, there is ruach acheret. There's a different spirit inside him because suddenly he's able to lift the bag, and like the 4 gold-time gold medalist there, he runs, he makes a dash home. Forget about the shoes. He just flies. He flies home. And what's the first thing he does over there? He opens the bags. What happened? He has the ends in sight. Yes? The ends in sight. This has an application not only to what I said before, but now, second application. Look at this. Look at how Chava, Eve, our wives, look at life. Okay? Each cup here represents a problem, an issue, a difficulty in her life. Your wife is cooking for you. Yes? She wants to cook something that you like. But she wants to cook something exactly that you like. Because she really wants you, Junam. She wants your essence, right? So what does she do? She needs the recipe. So already she has a problem. She doesn't have the recipe. She calls your mom to get the recipe, right? Okay, good. She gets the recipe. As she gets the recipe, what? Put 2 cups for mother-in-law. Dealing with the mother-in-law. Right? Because that's a risk for a mom to call your wife to call your mother-in-law to look like she's a fool who doesn't know things. I put 4. Okay. Then what happens? The kids, in the middle of the conversation, the diaper is a thing. The kid is a thing. They're having a fight. Okay, then your mother-in-law is on the phone. She's on the phone and hearing about all this mishugas, and she feels bad because she thinks that she already doesn't think anything of me now, and with all this mess. Bad bath. Okay, as you are as he thinks the carpool is calling, you think someone from school, your kid is not feeling good, but the carpool is not saying, well, mishugas about carpool, and about about the phone ringing, and she missed the call waiting thing. So anyway, she has this kid. She needs to go and get the ingredients for the best soup that your mom ever made, right? It's a problem because have you ever tried to strap your kid into the buckle in a car seat? Have you ever tried to do that in the middle of the day? That's an issue in and of itself. Then what happens? You get into the thing. You look for grocery. You go to Livonia. No parking. I need to walk more. And now there is parking, but it's a little bit farther away. She goes in. She tries the things. As she finds, whatever ingredient you're looking for, that which she came for the paprika, they don't have. She needs to go and make another trip to different things. She takes strapping, buckling, unbuckling. She goes to think. She gets it home. Wait a minute, before she gets it home, the cashier needs to pay. What happens when you go to the cashier? The greatest invention. The kid says, all the candy. I want this, I want that, I want this lollipop, I want that lollipop. He's dealing with things all bad bath, okay? Fine. She comes home. Now she needs to cook it. Right? She needs to make the food. As she's making the food, again, the phone rings, this, that, the diaper is that. All the problems. Problem after what? But as she's having all these problems in her day, what is she thinking? What is she thinking? What is she thinking? It's worth it. It's worth it. Why is it worth it? Because when my husband will come home and he will eat from the soup, Gan Eden ends in sight. That's her lottery ticket. What's your wife's lottery ticket? What? You are the lottery ticket. You understand? In other words, many men don't understand this. Believe me, it took me 20 years to really appreciate the intensity of this. It's not the soup or your happiness or anything. You, your soul, your junam, you are your wife's lottery ticket. You exist so that all this will just go away. You come home now. You come home and you sit down and you're not day also at work, you know? With the sweat of her brow shall you eat bread. It wasn't easy to make dollars. It wasn't easy to make money. If you made money, every dollar here in America is under a foot of an elephant. You come home, and then what happens? You sit down, and what does your wife ask you? She serves you the soup, and this is going through her mind. And she's asking you one question. What is she asking you? How's the soup? And what do you answer? You say, fantastic. It's okay. I'm saying it's good. Right? Good. Or you even say fantastic. Then she asks you, it's not too hot? You say no. It's not too cold? No. It's not too spicy? No. It's not too salty? No. Can't you say I'm enjoying it? Right? And you start getting upset because your wife keeps asking, repeating the same questions. But you don't know why. You just answer them. By the way, which leads me to this. If your wife repeats herself, it's not because she did not hear you. It's because, what? You did not answer the question. Did you answer the question or not? She asked you how the soup is. You gave her 4 answers, 5 answers. Yes, no, yes, no. Did you answer? No. The answer is yes and no. To you, you answered it. To her, you did not. That's why she keeps asking the question. Yes? If your wife asks you a question and she repeats herself, it's because she does not agree with you. Because she keeps repeating herself. Okay. So what? So how are you supposed to answer the question? I'll tell you what. If you go into the ingredients and you suddenly realize, my gosh, this is my mom's soup. And all the time, and now you see in your mind all the problems that she went through during the day, then maybe your answer will not be just one word, fantastic. Even fantastic is not good enough. Even fantastic is not fantastic. It's like, wow, you went through all this trouble just for the soup for me? I am worth it? Right? Then what your wife's reaction is going to be? Your wife is going to now retroactively look through her day. And she's going to go through each one of these difficulties that she had in a day, but she's going to say, my gosh, it was worth it. The refrain, the lottery ticket. She's going to say, okay, my husband loves me. Yes, my husband loves me. Now, it's very difficult for us to grasp this concept because we don't understand the world as it is, as a wife does. Why? Because there is an element in Torah that men don't understand, and perhaps we will never understand it. It goes like this. After Eve eats from the apple, she gives the apple to Adam, Adam eats from it, and then Hashem confronts her. Hashem tells her, you gave it to Adam? What's her punishment to Eve? What does Hashem tell Eve? Ve'elishech teshukatech. You will be forever obsessed with your husband. Ve'hu im sholbach. Biggest mistranslation in the Chumash. Ve'hu, not who your husband will govern you, will control you. No, your husband will not control you. Ve'hu, that teshuka, that obsession, that will control you. You will always be obsessed with what your husband is thinking of you. Okay? How did it come to, what's the application? The application is right here. You made a soup, and the wife is obsessed with the husband. She really wants to feel the connection over the soup. One word, the right word, and now all the problems went away. She did go through difficulties. She had problems, but with the right way now, you're able to retroactively make it all go away. It's incredible. Can you imagine anything in life that works this way? There is nothing. Someone feels pain. If I take medication now, does it make the pain yesterday go away? No, there is no such a thing. Only in marriage, only because of Elishech Teshukatech, there is this mechanism that if you actually give your wife the right words of affirmation, then it actually works. So, practical advice. What do? Yes? When you drive home, there is a lot riding on that moment when you come home. What should you do? I told you. Pick up the phone and call. Yes? One of the questions that you ask your wife is, what? How was the day? Good. How was your day, by the way? I heard it many times. How was your day is a question that strangers can ask, right? How was your day? If I walked outside, I don't know you. I can ask your day, right? If a stranger can ask a question, that's not a question a husband should ask his wife because of the greatest intimacy between a husband and wife. The night before, the husband should ask his wife, how's your day going to look like in the following day, right? And she tells him, I have a dentist appointment. When he comes home or on the way home, he asks her, how was your dentist appointment, right? If it's a question that a stranger can ask, it's not a question a husband should ask his wife. Okay, now, one of the questions, key questions. Hey, psst. For dinner, she's asked, she's cooking. What's for dinner? Because that's what she was working all day. She was working all day, right? That was. What? Why selfish? No, I'll tell you why it's not selfish. I'll tell you why it's not selfish. I'll tell you. It's a very good question. I'll address it in a second. Yes? What's for dinner? And your wife says, I made soup. And you ask her, what soup? What soup? Not because you want to know about it, because you're not really coming for the soup. You want to come prepared. She prepared it, you come prepared. So when you come and sit down and you just parachute down home, yes, chatan, from the letters, nachat. Yes, in Hebrew it works. That things you parachute home, you don't know anything. You come prepared. Oh, you made this soup. I am prepared. I know. If you make me chicken soup, oh, you have to go and get the chicken. Oh, you have to go and pull the potatoes, things. You come and you start rehearsing that which you need to actually tell your wife. So when your wife asks you, how was the soup? You don't just say, fantastic. Got it? Yes? You also ask her, I have until 7:45, right? 5 minutes. You also get a temperature read. In other words, when you come home, the greatest thing, and it happens to me all the time. Last week it must have happened to me 4 times that I didn't have to ask my wife, what's going on right now? Yes, at the temperature read. What is the temperature read? Because if you come home and you know what happened during the day, then you come home and your wife tells you, I went there and I went this, and I tried to scrap and there was no this and the carpool and my things, and she tells you the whole lowdown, and you're hungry and you're starving and all the kids are jumping and you also want attention. That is in the 1% problem of the guy who said that I have 99% shalom bayit. Do you remember that? But if you load it up and you take the pressure out, the pressure valve out, so you come home. So your wife doesn't feel that she has to now to give you the whole lowdown of how the day was and how difficult her day was, right? You de-amplify the situation, right? And the other thing is, you come home, so you know he did this and he did that, and he climbed the wall and he graffitied the wall and the soup did the thing. You come home prepared. Yes? It goes a long way about this phone call that you make to your wife on the way home. What happens if you do not give your wife words of affirmation? What are the symptoms to do this? Someone who feels dizzy. Yes? Dizzy is a symptom. Why does he feel dizzy? It could be a million things. Maybe he didn't drink. Maybe it was too hot. Maybe it was Tisha B'Av. Maybe he chas v'shalom, we should not know. Someone close to him just passed away when he feels dizzy. Maybe he got the lottery ticket and he's feeling dizzy. The symptom is there. Your wife gives you the symptom. Your wife is the symptom. What is the symptom? She comes to you and she asks you, darling, which dress do you like better? This dress or that dress? As far as you're concerned, they look identical. And yet, because she asks you and you feel, if my wife asks me, that means that she wants an answer. And you say, which one? This one or that one? This one. And she goes, well, actually, I like this one better. How many times does that happen in your marriage? All the time. Why does it happen? Because your wife doesn't really care what you think about which one, this one or this one. Your wife wants the togetherness. The togetherness. The issue of the day, it could be the soup, it could be the thing, the skirt, it could be the dress, the things. Now, another thing, your wife asks, how do you like this dress on me? Yes? Many husbands make the mistake of not addressing the dress sufficiently. And then what happens? The following day, she comes and asks, how do you like these boots on me? And they don't give her the right words of affirmation. They don't really understand what's happening. They just say fantastic, right? And the following day, how do you like this belt? How do you like this purse? How do you like? And the husband does not understand what the game is all about. And then what happens? If the husband does not address her needs for the togetherness of the oneness, what happens then? What does she ask him then? How do you like the sofa? She bought a new sofa. You still don't answer. How do you like the wall paintings? How do you like this? She keeps shopping and shopping and shopping. The strip, the magnet strip on your MasterCard is gone. And you're still in your world, and you still don't understand. Your wife doesn't really care about what the fantastic. The one word what comes son was selfish. You want to one word you want to pacify your wife. Get into it. She's asking how this thing. Tell her, wow, it's not about the dress. It's about the lady who wears the dress, right? It's about the lady who wears the dress. Okay, I'm almost out of time. I'll leave you with this true story. It happened to me. I come home. I didn't call ahead of time, and then my wife now inundates me with all the problems that she had on the day. And then I am trying there to solve her problems, right? So we get into this fight because she has needs, and I also have needs, and it's in that moment in the day that all this comes into a clash. So I asked my wife one time, darling, tell me something. What is it that you would like me to say? Because fool me once. What is it that you would like me to say when you come to me with these questions? So my wife told me, ask me, am I venting or am I asking for an answer? Do I have a real question here or not? Wow, that's a great thing. Let me take it up. I wrote it up. I took a post-it note. I wrote it up. Real question or just venting? And I put it on the fridge. Over the years, as I got to know more things, I asked my wife, tell me, every time that we had a challenge, what do we want to say? What do we want to say? And every time I would take the post-it note and put it on the fridge. And then the post-it note thing, my fridge now is full of post-it notes. I come home, there is only one problem. Sometimes these challenges don't hit me in the kitchen. My wife comes to the living room or to my room, to the bedroom. And she asks me, my day this and that. I forgot what to say. Do you mind if we go and have this discussion in the kitchen? I told this little trick to a guy, and he told me, doesn't it make you look like a fool that you have to go to the kitchen every time to see what the most appropriate thing is? I told him, and I'm telling you now, better be a fool, but have shalom bayit. Chazak u'baruch. Amen.
Collect all the books from there, put it on the front for the people.
Half
ההוא.
אתה הוא אדוני אלוהים שהגדיר אבות לפניך את גדול הצמים בזמן שבית המקדש קיים כעד שזה בתור אדם של נביאה ככתוב בתורתך ויאמר אדוני משה על החסמים נטע בושקי ובין הצמים ולתקמת ולהיה ועשית אותו רמס ולוקם ולתו חודש ושארתם מנחדים וצאת ממנו העדו במועד אשר יביא לך שמה חודש כאן לפניך מן המדינה וההרון כתוב יסיים בבור ובורים תיבוא את תרתנה ובהרתנו בן המתנה גדול תמיד לפני אדוני לדורותיכם תנו רבנה ותאמר כסא של שמות ו68 בשלוש שמות ומכונים אחת בבורים ומה זה בוערים ששם לידיהם לשם מעשים גדול ונותן מהם מלאכות ומקרים אחת מתשת בירים יקרים את לקיים צדקה מן הדקה ואחרס הסם היו בבלהים הצורים והצמנה חייבים על הבונה משקל 70 הנמור וזם שמנת חכום משקל 6 זמן החול שם זה כאילו פושע שקלם תשע וליגה אשר שכם מכמה סייתם ודרת ואם לא מעשים חפשים מביא חמי באתם ונעשן רובע מה לה שמו שאורים נתם לעומד אף ינק בושהי אם נתם עזו סלם וקודם קסם ממניה חייב מיתה רבן שימו מגן עומד הצונים ושלח פנתו זה כדבר כשלמה כדי לשבת בנק כדי שניים מזנובה כדי לשבת בנק כדי שעזה מחנו מפלה אלא שהם מחזים מנתן ממקדש מפני הכבוד דני הרי מנתו מקש שהוא שוהר מחדה בדי בדק אם לשעקו אפלה בסמים כדם לחתן כשרה נשאר שומר שומר אמנו לזעק כדלין כמנתה כשרן חזים וכזם וכוסם ומניה חייב מיתה הנבא כבר על לשם על לשם משנה הייתה בששנה סעים ועוד דנה כבר לבנו הנתה בחודש של מה שנוכל המלאכה ולמה אין במועד והשלנו מלכוסות וכל בסרטים ממנו ישאל אדוני צבוד עמנו מסתבר לנו כבסלה אדוני צבוד השלם לדבר ראש המלך יעננו ביום קורנו וארבע לאדוני מחדר המשרקים מעולם ושנים נדמוניות יחס כאן שכם לך ששבתך עוד אין לך סלע השם שכנו השם תדוני נהבתי אלא לדבר ממך המלך ואבא חשמון ובחונים ובחיים ועלה שמונה נבית ועדינו מנעמוד בין תחדור את שמעשיך ובמתק את הרק ובדודך נקרעשיך ויזנות חיים מרצה בין הזכר לשכביו בזרעת כאן אנחנו מרחום אדוני אליך בן לך סזום מהשמון לכם מעשיך מעשים ברוחך יום מרחומים ונכתבים להודיע לי נתן גבורותיו וכבוד על מחותו מאחותך מאחות גנמים וממשרתך בחודו ובדור שמך אדוני לכם הנופלים פנזו כברחי ובוכים עיניך וסביר מעצם תוכם ביתו פותח את ידיך ומצביע לכל חיינו סוסר ומודה לך ועשוך מעשיו ורוב אנחנו ורשום במין הסיניר על יעצם שעבודה משם יושב שאומרת ואהבת כל השם ישמין תהילה את הנר בפרחול בעז יש בחושן הבית ואנחנו מלאכי המצב הזונם הללויה התקדם מתחדש שמח רבם ותברא חלוטין מהחודי ועשה בגנים וחלם משיחי בחיי יכול ובכל בחיים עבוד ישראל בהגלה ושמח גרים אמרו אמן יש מרבם לברך לעולם אותנו המיה יתברך וישתבח ויתות רמה מן הסתרה בתלה ויתהלל שמח דרוצ'ה וריחו לעילם כמחת השירה תשמור מלחמה תנו בעלמא אמרו אמן
חזק ברוך. פתיחת ההיכל. חי. פתיחת ההיכל חי once. פתיחת ההיכל 26 36 36 once 36 twice 3 זכר חזק ברוך. הוצאת ספר תורה חי. הוצאת ספר תורה חי once. הוצאת ספר תורה חי twice 3 זכר חזק ברוך. הגבהה ספר תורה חי. הגבהה ספר תורה חי once 26 once 26 twice 26 זכר חזק ברוך. ליד כהן 26 עליית כהן 26 once 26 twice 36 52 once 52 twice 52 זכר חזק ברוך. עליית ישראל חי 52 101 once 126 with the הפטרה 126 once 126 twice 152 once 152 twice 152 זכר חזק ברוך. ואני תפילתי לך